We're back, baby. Welcome to the Honey Badger Hour episode. Holy shit. Episode 10.
10. Whoa.
Episode, yes.
Oh.
Episode C? No.
C.
Episode
Sip.
Sip. Episode Sip. Welcome to the Honey Badger Hour episode Sip. Live, coming at you. Quarantine Chronicles. Day 3. It's the man, JP Mestanza himself.
What's up?
Your boy, the Honey Badger. We back at it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it. So we might as well, right, JP?
Exactly.
Anyways, guys, coming back. What's going down, man? We just want to say really quick. Oh, shout out to all the listeners, man. We appreciate the feedback. You know what I'm saying? And
yeah, keep sending us your likes and let us know what you think, man.
Yo, big ups to yes, and big ups to the homies. We hear you out there, and we're gonna keep the ball rolling. And you know, we're also right now we're definitely gonna up the level on the quarantinization. So if you're listening to this and you're one of the homies and you live in Phuket, you are not welcome here. Nobody is welcome. We have officially closed the gate. Winterfell is closed, and we'll see you after winter, okay? Because we're gonna stay extra safe. We're gonna bring the level of yellow. We were at yellow yesterday. Now we're probably gonna orange, and probably not even at orange, but we're just gonna pretend like we are, and keep these measures strong.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. We've had some outside contact in the last couple days, and yeah, we're gonna shut the doors. We gotta shut the doors. Sorry, boys. Watch the podcast if you want to know what's popping. A little bit of the Honey Badger Hour on Instagram. Let's keep the ball rolling. JP. Oh yes, but we will. What we are gonna do, what we are gonna up to by special request, which is a big honor. We're gonna have some guests on, and we're gonna do some Zoom. We're gonna do some live Skype calls with a little split screen, and we'll do some test runs. And then the guys who are for sure quarantined and not touch nobody for 2 weeks, we can put you in quarantine now. And if you want to get on the podcast, we're just gonna have to put them in Honey Badger Hour podcast 2-week quarantine. We gotta know where they're at at all times, because we got some inside information that we're gonna be releasing today on how to contain this motherfucker. But anyways, man, day number 3. What's it going on, bro? What's been your daily routine lately? How's it been? This is your second day at home from work. How many days home from work now?
3. Started on Friday. I mean, it's pretty simple for me. The setup is pretty good for me for what I gotta do, but I understand that there's a lot of people that are not in that situation. It's tough out there for a lot of people out there. Luckily for me, I'm able to try to set myself into a routine. I haven't found one yet. I'm working on a few things. We're just trying to make sure that life isn't affected much more than it already should be or is already. So
yeah. All right, that's what's up, man. Well, that's good. What I'm taking this as, I'm gonna take this as a challenge to like get better. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna take this challenge where with all these restrictions and stuff like that, to do my best to increase my skill level no matter what. So that's gonna be my new thing, and it doesn't end. And my new goal is gonna be now is to look at this to spin the wheel on this motherfucker, because as far as we are concerned, it's out of our hands,
exactly.
Out of our control. I'm not a doctor. I don't know shit. So I'm just gonna keep trying to get better and better and better. So when this thing is over, you know what I'm saying? I'm even better than I was, and I'm gonna take this extra time that we have now and swap it out with getting better at something, you know. So we're gonna play with this podcast every day, shoot out maybe little Honey Badger half-hour episodes. You know what I'm saying, Doug? Yeah,
yesterday's was a half hour. That was a pretty good amount of time. I liked it.
Me too. And then, but then it's a lot of work before and after. So combine it adds up. You know what I'm saying? But it's good to fill that space, because I think a lot of what's going on right now is, especially with our friends that are fighters and stuff, is it's getting out of your head. You know what I'm saying? That's gonna be the battle right now. So the battle right now, I feel, for a lot of us while we're stuck in the house all the time, is just getting out of our own head or so it's gonna be like two good opportunities, you know, like to either to learn how to get out of it by getting good at something else. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you want to ever learn how to play guitar or something like that. You know, I'm learning on podcasting. After this, we're gonna try again, put these episodes together little by slowly, and yeah. So that's how That's how I'm gonna take this in. Also, so my daily routine's been like that. You know,
that's good.
I did some training. I did the hill sprints today for the first time in a while. I saw Peter out there.
The German.
Shout out to Pete. He was out there doing his session already. He was just finishing. And then I ran from the house to the hill, which is like about 10-minute run. And then it was easy. It was a good warm up. And then when I finished the hill, I was like, oh man, I had like spaghetti legs walking back. But just about halfway home, it was a nice little session. And then we're gonna hit this podcast. And I want to do some technique videos with you right after today. I got 2 techniques I want to do on the mats.
All right.
So if you guys are listening to this podcast shortly after we release this podcast, I'm gonna release probably like 3 hours later technique video on YouTube, even quicker because I'm just gonna do it on my phone, so I can just upload it straight from my phone to the channel. So today is a double whammy, baby. Bam! 2 for Tuesday to get you through these dark motherfucking times. But what's it called? And anyways. On to my man. What are you thinking? How about this? What are you reading right now? Any interesting books? Because I was going to talk about that also.
Oh yeah.
No, yeah. Well, all right. You go first. Like,
okay,
what are you reading right now? What do you got going on?
Right now, I'm finishing up one book, but once I finish that, I've been starting on another book, and this is the one I want to talk about. It's called Lincoln and the Bardo, and I really, really like it because it's so different, and it's a fiction book, but it's based off of real events. It's based off of Abraham Lincoln and the night that his child died and how he held his body. There were reports about how he like wept right by like holding his son, his last born son, when I think his son died when he was 9 or something. And the whole novel is about the little world in between life and death, and how there's so many cast of characters and all the people are getting trapped there, and this little boy is trying to Lincoln's son is trying to navigate between that, you know. So it's kind of crazy. It's a really, really trippy out book about like history and life and death, and it's insane. That's just what I'm reading right now, man. But yeah, what were you reading right now?
I got the book from you. I got 2 books. I'm still reading the 48 Laws of Power. I haven't finished yet, and now I picked up another one. So I got 2. We got 2 toilets in the house. So I got two.
Perfect.
I got 2 phones. I got 2. You know, like that song. I got 2 books for each toilet. One for the downstairs toilet, and one for the downstairs toilet. One for my bathroom toilet.
2 books for 2 thrones.
2 books for 2 thrones. So I got 48 Laws of Power in my bedroom toilet, and then now I've been reading Tim Ferriss. Tools, what's it called? Tools of Titans?
Tools of Titans.
Fuck, you told me to read this book a long time ago, and this is a badass book.
It's huge, but it's one of those books that I call it a reference book. You can always pick it up anytime you want. It's not really meant to be read all the way through, although you can. Yeah. But it's just a lot of actionable things you can do with your life.
I've had about 2 dumps in there, so I've had about 20 pages in. I probably get about 10 pages a session, so
that's pretty good.
But maybe not. But I don't know how many pages. But yo, that book is really good. I finished I'm pretty good in like that now, like where I'm just like, damn, I could pick that up like throughout the day and just skim through it.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I like it. I like
it's
it.
Built for that. It's great.
It looks like a good little tool. Like exactly what it's like, how he's breaking it down and stuff like that. I forgot about Tim Ferriss podcast. Is he the one that did the Jamie Foxx podcast? That's really good.
The Jamie Foxx.
Or yeah, Jamie Foxx.
He might have.
No, Jamie Foxx. Who's the one that was on the Joe Rogan podcast?
He was also on the Joe Rogan podcast a couple times. Tim Ferriss.
But Jamie Foxx.
Jamie Foxx was yeah.
Is he the one that he had Tim Ferriss? He interviewed Tim Ferriss.
I'm not sure. He might have. I think he has actually.
I know. His Tim. He has a really good podcast too that I used to listen to before, but I fell off of him. I don't know why.
Mm-hmm.
But
well, that's what this book is. Tools of Titans is actually the book of all the notes that he collected. He collated from all the podcasts. You know, he actually meant it for. He says this is a story that he says he meant it just to write a notebook for himself of all the. But he ended up turning it into a book because it was so big. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm just gonna turn it into a book, make some more money off of it right now."
Yeah, I was reading. You know, he went to France, where like a lot of good literature was written, and he went there to go get inspired and to like be quiet, and like go through the notes, and he ended up this is where he ended up writing the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. So long to those days. So long to fucking when are people gonna be able to travel again to go write a book somewhere nice, somewhere beautiful and quiet, where you want to like experience the world and write a book. So, shout out to gratitude for what we used to have, and hopefully temporarily. But yo, man, that book is dope. That book is dope. So that's what I highly recommend for you guys. If we're about to be in lockdown right now, and you need you recommend a book to bring with you, to bring with anybody in lockdown, what's the recommendation you would take? It's the perfect book to be in quarantine and read.
Me?
Give one for the people, yo.
I'm gonna recommend The Alchemist, man. I'm gonna recommend that one. That's
bastard.
Yeah, it's so good.
That was my fucking book.
Yeah,
you stole mine.
I'm not saying no. It's
well, now you can't ask me the question. So then
I said use it like.
Well, I hope you don't die, bro.
A recommendation is a different thing from saying that's like your favorite book.
Well, hopefully,
I recommend people.
Hopefully,
to read that.
If there's a thing that comes around where it says to get your friends the one book before the quarantine starts, you're gonna get 2 Alchemist books from me. And you recommend The Alchemist too?
If you already recommend now, I'll recommend different.
No, that's good. That's a good one.
No,
I can recommend a different book too. I don't know if I could, but maybe later. After this quarantine, I'll have a lot of good books for the next quarantine.
Yeah.
But anyways, what's going on with the Corona updates? Let's do it. Let's just hit me with it right away.
Let's
go straight to it, dog.
Fresh. Let's go.
This is what, you know what I'm saying?
And the website I'm using is Worldometers. I find it to be the best one, the most accurate, up to date. All right, 382,431 around the world. 102,000 of those, about just under a third, have recovered, and then about 16,000 deaths. 16,500 deaths around the world so far.
16,000 deaths worldwide?
Yeah, and there's an article on The Guardian talking about how where 20% of the global population is under coronavirus lockdown right now. 1.7 billion people around the world.
Yo, 1.7.
1.7. And here in Thailand, we have 800, just over 800 infected today, and 106 newly infected.
In Thailand, 800 infected?
870.
870. And how about in Phuket? The fly wars continue.
In Phuket?
Motherfucker. The battle of men against flies. Who will prevail in the everlasting war? We had a battle yesterday. What can we call that battle? Battle of episode 9.
Episode 8. Episode 8. Oh man, the people didn't see it. We cut it off, but it was like it was attacking the flies in here for a minute.
All right, so what about in Phuket?
In Phuket, so far right now, the announcement has not been made yet, so we're waiting on those figures right now. But yeah, so Thailand has just about 870. Yeah, and 3 more deaths.
Hey, so on another note, I was watching on the same note, I was watching interesting. I saw what would you call it? It was like a travel vlog or something. It was this guy. He was like quarantine. It was just a guy like showing day in life quarantine, and he broke it down really nicely. It was a Japanese blogger, I think. And he had a video of where he was living in Nanjing, China. And Nanjing, China has actually done a really good job of also containing the virus, where they've had about, it's a city population of 8.5 million. And he was going on day to day. The measures that you have to take and the things that they're doing right now is pretty so check this out. Every time you travel and anywhere you go and any type of like public transit you take, or any time of like any form of exposure and like payment that you take, you gotta put all your information.
Wow.
And then you have on this information, you have a scan that you have a scan on your phone that has like, it says all this information that it has on you, it's like they had this is the information that they have in China right now to contain the what these are the measures that they're taking in China right now. So like there's neighborhoods that have been infected, like the whole neighborhood, so the whole zone has been infected. So it was cut off with borders, so it had barricades on the outside blocking people, and it was only one way in and one way out. And every time you wanted to come into that neighborhood, you had to show your ID, you had to say purpose of going, what you were doing there.
Whoa.
You know what I'm saying? And then after you do that, then you have to then you have to scan in. Boom. So it's just like, I feel like you're just getting more data on how you travel and stuff like that, like where you need to go. So then it's like every time they go, he has to scan in. Boom. When you go to McDonald's, you have to scan in. He scans into McDonald's, and then in that McDonald's, they record, and then the McDonald's says if you've had it, how long you had it for, how long you've been recovered, and then like depending on whether you've had it or not, you'll be like a different color. So like people who've had it and then are better now are green.
Oh.
And then they have a data, and then they have an app, and then on the app that you can open up, so like you can order food, and then they see right away, boom, they see. Oh, and when you also everywhere you go, they automatically know your temperature from the app. So they take your temperature again, but they take your temperature again, but then on the app it also says like what temperature that you woke up at. And if they do scan you and you're sick, if you're over like 37 point something, I think, or I don't know what the sickness is.
38.
It's like at if you're anything, well, they said 37 point something, like at the 37.8, if we're into 0.9, they take you, they conceal you right away, they put you in a room, and then they send you to the hospital.
Wow.
So the measures are crazy. Every time you get into a taxi, also all this information is constantly being exchanged. So every time you go somewhere, you have to scan where everything. You have to put your blood type, your blood checks, because this is like the tracing that they're using to get boom, 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 boom.
That's wow. That's a technological feat as well.
Yeah. So he went to McDonald's, and then he didn't touch nobody. And then in McDonald's, when the food is prepped, it comes out. Boop, the food comes out in a bag for you to take. And in the bag, it's listed. It says who made the bag. Oh yeah. When it was made, the temperature, and the temperature of the person who made your bag. And then when it's ready, boom, you take it. Now the guy, when he was doing the travel vlog, he's a Japanese man living in Nanjing, but he's been in Nanjing from the whole thing, so he's all right. But he had to fill out a different type of paperwork. So then he had to, after he got the McDonald's, when he got it, he had to put his phone number and do all this crazy other filling out. And the people at McDonald's were dressed like doctors doing surgeon, all suited and booted, ready to go.
And that's just McDonald's.
Suited and booted, son, ready, everything, bam, bam, bam. Shit was wild. And then he went, and then there was a mall, right? And then he went to go to the mall, and then he wasn't allowed in because he's from Japan, and Japan has been an infected area. So he wasn't allowed into this mall, and then he decided to argue it. So they said, where are you from? And he said, I'm from Japan. And he said, I'm sorry, no, you're not allowed in here. Anybody from Japan, Italy, or Wuhan, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, wow.
They're in Nanjing. And then he's like, yeah, but I've been in Wuhan the entire time. And he's like, I have been in Nanjing the entire time during this pandemic. And they're like, no, you can't get in. He's like, I don't understand how I can't get in. I need to get into the mall. He's a Japanese foreigner living in China. So then they called the authorities. Then the authorities came. He kept recording it, and they came back. He's explaining to them again what happened. And they said, no. And he's like, at the end of the day, he couldn't get in. It was only for locals only, and the locals could only, I don't know if they could have had it and gone over it, but it was only for people from that area, and that they can go in. And the whole mall was blocked off. One entrance and one exit, and everything. Imagine being a taxi driver at this time. How scary it is. Mm-hmm. The taxi driver had plastic all from the, plastic, like not hard, from top to bottom.
Like grandma's living room?
Yeah.
Like a Spanish grandma's living room?
Yeah, like grandma's living room. And then they would scan the thing through the thing. Boop, boop, from phone to phone. But China's already been like that for a long time, using WeChat. Mm-hmm. One time I went to go fight with I went to go corner Brad in China, and he fought in MMA, and then he fought in Beijing. We were really far out of this. We were really far out of the city in Beijing, but like 45 minutes away. But after his fight, We stayed for like an extra day and a half, and then his friend who had a gym and trained over there drove us around China. And then like every time we would try to like, we went out to go to eat at this restaurant, and like every time we tried to like do something, like everything was already paid for and taken care of.
No way.
Like when we got there, like when we sat down, the food and the drinks were already ordered. She already took our order in the car when we were driving there.
Whoa.
Yeah, so they've already had this like system like in China where
Efficient,
like
very efficient.
they don't have like money and stuff like that. Yeah, so like if you, and then right now same thing, like you can't really exchange money. You can't pay with money over there. They do like a lot of like Alipay, I think. Alipay and or Alibaba Pay. Alipay and WeChat is their shit.
WeChat, yeah.
They can pay each other through WeChat. You know, that's how that was and the group that got busted that's from China. I mean, that's how they were talking on a WeChat forum.
Yeah, yeah. The doctors.
China's an authoritarian state, it's a communist, country, so they can listen to everything.
Yeah.
So when they listen to it, that's when they send some letters and they put them all in jail or something. I don't know if they put them in jail yet, but they definitely went.
They
after
basically
them.
just like yeah.
So, but this is how it's amazing that in Nanjing, that's how much measures they had though. They had like so much. It was kind of efficient, but then it was kind of scary. Like people haven't been out for a long time,
That's the same size as New York City. Nanjing is 8.5 million.
Yeah, that's what I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
Don't quote me on this. There's a lot of people. You know what I'm saying?
Crazy. Wow,
But,
a system like that work in New York City would be wow.
Yeah, dog. So then, anyways, I just saw that today. That was a pretty interesting little documentary I saw.
Oh, man.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then and then this morning I watched I saw the Trump speech, and I haven't finished it, so I don't know. But for the first time, I don't know. Last time I saw it, he had a fucking panic attack, and he went crazy. This time he was. I think it's like everybody, they just all had like a powwow with him. I don't know, whoever the people that talked to him, they were like, listen to me. They were just like, focus, all right? You got to give us 15 fucking minutes. 15 minutes, get your shit together, read the script. Hey! And then he goes out and he's like, I'm going to read the script. And I think they're like, hey, listen, motherfucker, read the script, It's like when you're fucking... Anyways, so then it's like, he went out there, and then he just seems like he read whatever they told him to say. He's like, we're going to be strong, American people. We're going to contain this thing. Tremendous everything. It's got tremendous people working on a tremendous cure.
They're amazing.
It's fantastic.
Yes.
It's like all those big words, but you can tell when he would throw like his little curveballs in there, because he's like, the American people are going to prosper and persevere, And then he'd throw his little hey, we got some great doctors doing a fantastic job. They're tremendous doctors. They're the best doctors you've ever seen. You're gonna see, It reminds me of like, remember in Scarface, dog, when you ever seen that in Scarface when he got popped when he was counting the money? Anyways, there's a scene in Scarface, where he's counting the money. If you guys seen Scarface, there's a scene where he's counting the money. They reminded me of Trump today when he was talking about his doctors. When Al Pacino was talking about his lawyers.
Oh, that part was.
Anyways, he's like, wait till you see my lawyer. He's such a fantastic lawyer. He's such a good lawyer. And he's smoking a cigar. He's all chilling without a care in the world. Yeah. And he's like, he's such a good lawyer. You're going to be working in Alaska. This reminded me of Trump this morning when he was talking about his doctors. He's like, they're tremendous doctors. They're such good doctors. They're such good doctors. Like, Corona's going to be in Alaska by tomorrow.
But no major meltdown today from him.
No major meltdown. He kept his shit together. But I don't know, because I think it's always in the Q&A, dog. It's the Q&A where he falls apart.
It does.
You know what I'm
does.
saying?
Yeah, that's really what it is, because it's also who's asking the question and where they're from. Mary from CNN was like, oh my god, he's just gonna hate that person automatically. Once he hears CNN, he's gonna go after them. And I feel like that's kind of what he does half the time. He just doesn't even care. Oh man, no matter what your question is, I'm gonna go after it. Oh man, the Q&A.
Somebody asked him, they said, what do you tell the people that are in fear? And he just fucking went.
He lost it.
He went nuts. That's when I went into a little bit like, oh snap, I gotta stay inside.
Come on, do your job.
Lock my doors and buy my canned food. This is crazy. But then today, he seemed all right. He had his shit together. So, dum 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 the saga continues.
These daily press briefings have become the true reality show.
Yeah, for sure. True. Anyways, technique videos coming out soon, guys. We're gonna keep these puppies short and sweet. Drop a little bit of knowledge. You can do this little bit of research. You know what I'm saying? So just seeing how people are getting through it or whatever, and it's just interesting to see how the whole world's handling. You know, exactly. India's on it. Everybody's on it. So whatever's going on, guys. Like I said, we wish you the best. We wish you happiness and health. And that's what I'm doing, yo. This is how I'm trying to get better. I'm talking too loud. I'm just gonna try and get better in these times and get better at something new. Okay, so I've been I've been trying to stretch a lot and podcast a lot. You know what I'm saying? Let's hit these technique videos.
Let's do this right after this.
Bam bam.
Ready?
Honey Badger half hour coming at you live and in full effect. Stay tuned for tomorrow's episode. We love you guys. JP. Hit him with some. You want to hit him with some goodbye knowledge, big dog. Anything you want to tell the good people of the world, our international players with a passport audience,
be good
from coast
to each
to
other.
coast,
be good to each other.
From Peru to Miami.
Just because this thing started in China, it's not fair to discriminate or anything like that. So keep everyone. I just kind of hope that all of everybody's discussion about this on social media stays measured and never gets too out of control. That's kind of what I really, really hate to see out there, especially with this coronavirus thing. Yeah, this motherfucking coronavirus don't care where you from, it don't care who you are. You know what I'm saying? It's coming at us all. So the only way to get through an enemy like that is to unify, stick together, and approach this bitch head on in full effect with positivity and hard work. Exactly. Anyways, love you guys. See you tomorrow. Boom.